Good morning, everybody. So my name is Amy Beckley. I'm a scientist. I have a PhD in pharmacology. I'm the founder of a company called Proov. Here in my hand are the secrets to winning the female consumer. I took notes. There's 6 of them, and I'm going to talk about each one. And so we're all here to create products. We all know that women are the purse holders in all of the world. We care for ourselves, all of our loved ones. Those are our spouses, our kids, our elders, our parents, anybody. And so if you can sell to a woman and have a good woman-owned or woman's product, you basically can rule the world. So here are the 6 tips. The first one is personalized service. Gone are the days of one size fits all. They don't even make hats anymore that are one size fits all. Everything is personalized, from vitamins to skincare, hair care. Everything is now personalized. Our company called Proov, we do personalized hormone mapping so that we can help with fertility treatments. We can help you have a perfect cycle, whether you're just trying to get through PMS, trying to get pregnant, trying to stay pregnant, or you're trying to not have the horrible things that happen during menopause. So personalization is key. Nobody wants to have a product. It all has to be personalized to us and what we want. So personalization. The second one is ultra fast. My children, they know the meaning of ultra fast. They don't know what anything else means other than that. Bought a pair of shoes for my son, and he said, "Mom, where is it on the map? Where's the little truck that tells me how many stops away it is?" They all expect to know exactly everything that happens from point A to point B. It is, you order an Uber, you see where it is, you see it follow you, like you just have to know, has to be ultra fast. We're not gonna go into healthcare anymore. They're gonna come to us. Gone are the days where we have to make an appointment, wait for whatever that day is, go sit there, check in, go to the waiting room, read some, horrible magazine. No, it's, hey, I have an issue. I'm gonna call on my app or probably not in person, and I'm gonna make an appointment, and the doctor's gonna call me, and maybe we'll do a video chat, maybe we'll just do a chat. But I'll get my treatment without having to leave my house. And so everything is going to be immediate, it's going to be fast, it's going to be at our fingertips, and we're not gonna have to wait anymore. The third one is proactive versus reactive. So healthcare right now, everything today is reactive. We had this pandemic and we all reacted. We get sick, we all react. Now we're gonna be proactive. The good example is I have an Oura ring on. This is very proactive. It tells me how well I slept, it tells me my readiness score, and it says, hey, you know what, you should take it easy. I'm not sick yet, I'm well. It's a wellness device, right? But I'm being proactive about my health. I'm trying to look into the future and say, all right, I would rather not get sick. How do I take steps to prevent being sick? So we're all gonna be very proactive in everything we do in life. The fourth one is ease of use. So we used to have to do diagnostics by getting in our car, driving over to the clinic, getting our blood drawn, waiting 2-3 days for those results to come. Then it was, oh, cool, they're gonna send a kit to my house, I'm gonna prick my finger, I'll wait a couple days, get the results back. Then it turned into, at-home kits where you can do urine-based, you can do hair-based, saliva-based, non-invasive diagnostics where you can read the results on your phone. You can learn a whole bunch of things about yourself by the urine that you secrete out of your body, the hair that you shed. And then, the next generation is wearable. So you can put something on your body that will track everything about yourself. So think of it as like a continual glucose monitor, but it monitors everything. It can tell you, hey, you're low in vitamin D, start taking a supplement. Maybe it connects to Amazon, Alexa, and it will add it to your shopping cart, and it can come the next day, or maybe even the same day. And so basically what we're turning into is a very, a society, a set of products that makes life easy. Everything comes to us. It is, it's not painful anymore. It's not hard to do. And it is just, it's fantastic because we have basically the world at our fingertips. We can just look at our device and say, oh, cool, tomorrow I'm going to get my period. Maybe I should pack those tampons or that cup. Or you know what? My hormones, they just aren't in balance right now. I'm going to feel a little bit irritable. Maybe I should push that really important meeting that I'm having with my boss to next week, right? Okay, the fifth one is prevention versus treatment. So COVID has taught us so much about how hard it is to treat something that's already here. So what do we do to prevent it? So they are developing virus-killing clothing. You can buy clothing that's infused with certain minerals and certain chemicals that can prevent viruses. They are pumping in air that kills viruses. So we don't just filter out viruses using like HEPA filters. We're actually killing the viruses. And so instead of having to deal with a new sickness, we can prevent it. We are again, wearing wearables that will, as soon as you see a certain marker go up, it says, okay, well, this is a marker of diabetes or cancer. So instead of getting cancer and then eradicating it, it is, I'm going to prevent you from getting cancer, prevent you from this disease. And so the last and most important one, and this is, nobody should forget this one, you always have to surprise and delight your female consumer. This is why you buy $8 cup of coffee, because they have the cute little flower or the cute little, heart on the front. It's the chocolate on your pillow in the hotel. It is the beautiful air that you walk into a nice hotel where they have that signature scent that is just so beautiful, right? And so you have to surprise and delight your consumers so they keep coming back. We sell fertility diagnostics. And what do we do to surprise and delight our consumers is we have cups that just say pee cup. And it's just a little something that you can say, okay, yes, I'm doing a diagnostic, I'm peeing on sticks, but it makes it a little bit more fun. So if you guys, I'll tell you all 6 real quick, and then I'll take a couple questions. Personalized service, ultra fast, proactive versus reactive, ease of use, so it's got to be easy, prevention versus treatment, and surprise and delight. Those are my 6 secrets to creating a brand, a product that's going to win the female consumer.
Oh, okay, sorry. So when you were talking about proactive versus reactive and prevention versus treatment, what really sprung to mind was that kind of dichotomy between kind of individual responsibility and kind of societal responsibility. So we were talking about kind of things that we wear to monitor our health, and then things that kind of society or companies are doing to help us. And I was just wondering kind of where you thought the trend was going to be strongest.
Yeah, absolutely. I think healthcare is a consumer-facing product. I think we can't rely on government institutions, insurance companies to provide us the best care. We either have long waiting lines, we can't get in, they wait until it's too late, and so it negatively impacted our health or our family, or the deductibles on the health insurance are too large. And so basically, healthcare is turning into consumer products. And so women understand this. We know, the best thing for myself, my family, is to be proactive about things, is to prevent certain things, because once I have to rely on healthcare, good night, see you. Like, it's just, so it's much easier to prevent and to be proactive than it is to have to rely on somebody else, especially a government body or a health insurance company, to give us the care that we think we deserve. I know we deserve.
Thank you so much. I guess the space, like you said, of looking at fertility is one which is up and coming and becoming much more saturated. How have you made your brand stand out in such a space, and particularly for the UK market, which is very NHS and health service based?
It's a great question. So a lot of times fertility equals IVF, right? And so everybody thinks, okay, well, fertility care is in vitro fertilization. It is, that's really either you try by yourself, you can't get pregnant, or you go to IVF. What we're doing at Proov is we're creating that middle ground, that place between trying naturally and IVF, which nobody really pays attention to because there's so much money in IVF. The typical live birth in the US is over $70,000 because she has to do 3-4 cycles and they don't work, all the medications, everything else. And so what we're doing is we are educating the consumer that there are other things other than IVF, and they are much cheaper, and that if you can understand your hormones and your patterns and things about your fertility and your health care, then you can talk to your doctor and ask the right questions and not have to go towards IVF. And why I think we are disruptive and why this hasn't been a thing before is because there's a lot of money in IVF. There's a lot of innovation and a lot of products to support IVF. There isn't a lot of money in helping couples get pregnant naturally. And so that's what we're trying to do is not only are we trying to get them pregnant, we're trying to prevent them from having miscarriages. We're trying to prevent them from devastating losses. And so we're working with NICE and the NHS to try to cover more fertility things because we know not everybody qualifies for IVF. Not everybody can wait 2 years till the line gets to their number. And so we're enabling other pathways.
Hi, I think I agree totally with everything that you said about a much more proactive approach to managing health. How have you found that being received by women in terms of the changing in perception around being proactive as opposed to reactive, and helping them learn that there's a different way to approach their health?
I think women consumers, they absolutely eat it up. They love it. It's helping the older generation of physicians also try to take it in and eat it up as well. I always have this saying that the best healthcare you're going to get is when you have an active conversation where you're informed and you have a doctor that's also informed and you have a communication. And if that's not happening, you have the ability to walk over to somebody else. You do not have to use a certain healthcare. They are providing you a service. You are paying for it one way or another, through your taxes, through your health insurance, through your wallet. You are paying for that. You deserve better. And so we enable virtual care. There's in another clinic. There's just so many other options that you don't have to sit around and listen to people not listen to you or not want to kind of lean in and help you. Yeah.
Okay, sure, great. Hi. Okay, so I'm wondering how you deal with cynicism. So, for instance, where people are like, "Oh, these wearable devices, the government are just trying to track me," or you mentioned about wearable, viral killing clothing. Like, oh my God, how do I know it's not going to kill me? How do you deal with that aspect?
There are haters everywhere. I mean, you can't get through life without being a hater. And so what you have to do is you have to find a community that believes in what you believe in, and you have to let them go. You got to let them go. There's so much, for every person that agrees with you, there's somebody that's going to disagree with you. And what you have to do is you have to follow what you know is right in your heart, and then you'll find a community that also supports that same thing. And so, we create communities of women who are trying to conceive, and we bind together, and we think of things to say to certain doctors, and then one person says, oh, there's a really good doctor that says X, Y, and Z. And so everybody starts going over to that doctor. And so it's like you can't convince people to think a certain way. You just can't. But what you can do is you can surround yourself with like-minded people and live a better life than them.
Hi, my name's Layla. Thank you for that really good introduction to Proov. So what you were saying about it's better to be preventative instead of waiting to get ill and then trying to tackle that. I'm sure we are all aware that we should be learning about femtech from an earlier age rather than waiting until we're thrown into the deep end and then feeling the need to access these products. However, I'm sure we've all also collectively noticed that the approach to these topics for younger women, teenagers, age 12 onwards, is non-existent at best. So what's your approach to engage a younger audience into becoming, favorable of this mindset and engaging with products at the right time so that you don't have to then later convince them at an older age when maybe it's too late?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think that's responsibility that we have. It's responsibility mainly of the parents of these children, not necessarily the teachers, but the parents. I have a almost 13-year-old boy, and I have a 9-year-old girl. We talk about periods all the time. We celebrate my son's armpit hair, and we talk about, oh my gosh, you have more armpit hair than your sister does now. That's amazing, right? And so what you have to do is you have to change the conversation. You have to celebrate it. You have to say, this is everyday talk. It's not embarrassing to talk about this. We talk about deodorant and all these different things. Like we just need to change the narrative. We can't sit there and say, okay, well, don't talk about periods and make sure, like, no, you got to open it up and you got to talk about it. I was on the plane here, and I was sitting next to 2 women, and they were maybe early 30s. One of them takes out her phone. She goes, oh, look, I'm ovulating today. I'm like, awesome, congrats, girl. You know, you just got to celebrate it. You know, these things shouldn't be hidden. They shouldn't be that we should be private or we should be embarrassed. I mean, she's ovulating. Her estrogen is surging. She is in the prime of her month. She is going to have a fantastic vacation is where she was going. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to celebrate that and say, great, you know? And so unless we can open those conversations and we can be open about everything to our children, to our younger generation, they're gonna be very closed off and closed-minded as well.